Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate you. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. There's been some things rolling out the last couple days with the cadaver dogs now being searching in the area. Daniel's vehicle has been towed. He earlier claimed that nothing was towed, and it was. Also, about that blanket, Daniel's first story was that he didn't know who the blanket was. But now, looking back at an article, was he really telling the truth? We're going to talk about all of that on the other side of this.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is September 23rd, 2025. It is currently 10:09 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Bonjour. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you all so much for joining me. All right, so I was listening to a little bit of another live, and looking at some things Daniel has said. He clearly lied, no matter what kind of excuse you want to make for him or whatever. He clearly lied. And again, I can clearly show you that he lied. And we're going to go over that. So yesterday, I had a source tell me about that Daniel's car was towed. I was at first told it was either Saturday or yesterday, and I spoke about that last night. Now, and someone wrote here in one of the search groups, heard a car was towed from 1407, wonder if it was a loud car. And Daniel, of course, couldn't help himself. He said no cars were towed. Now, from what I understand, no car was towed from the house. but there was a car towed, Daniel. You know that. We know that. And he hasn't picked it up yet, allegedly. Was it because of his license expired or he didn't have it registered yet? One of the two. One of the two. But pants on fire. Exactly. Exactly. Hello. Thank you, Ruth. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. And this is just what it is. This is Daniel again trying to hide something that may or may not be involved with Jack or Lilly. And now, like I said, I may have said it earlier, but I definitely said it last night. Daniel's vehicle, the one that he had when Jack and Lilly vanished, is at his dad's, right? This new vehicle, he didn't have it during the time Jack and Lilly vanished. So now that doesn't mean RCMP didn't want to look at it, right? Perhaps RCMP wanted to see where Daniel's been roaming around, right? From what I understand, he has a 2016 Escalade, and maybe they wanted to check GPS. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. I don't know, but I don't find it a coincidence that they grab. I just thought of something. I just thought of something. I wonder if they wanted to have his car. This is speculation. I want to be clear of this, but I just thought of this. I wonder if they wanted to grab his car up before they started searching. I wonder. Did they want to grab that car up before they started searching? Don't know. Did they want to look at GPS? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, hey, Carrie, good to see you. Kara, what do you mean, but why? I don't know. I don't find it a coincidence, personally, that 24, 48 hours and they're searching uh the area. Just me though. Maybe drag, maybe. You never know. You never know. You really never know. How about him? How about him and Janie showed two whole separate branches on? Yes, I saw that. I saw that. I said that yesterday. I was like, those are different trees. Janie showed little twigs. Janie showed different twigs. Um, all of that. But I can tell you one thing. Jack and Lily did not put that blanket on those trees. And that's kind of what we're going to get into in this live stream. Hold on, I'm freezing. I need to turn the air down. It's too cold. It's a rare day that it's too cold for me, but I guess fall is here. I'll be too hot in a minute. I promise you I'll be too hot in a minute. We were in silence, Marie. Sorry. Okay. So I was looking through some of these things about Daniel. Oh, Mr. Dan the Lion Man. And was going back through some of the things, right? Some of the things. And Daniel, this, you can pull it up yourself. Daniel initially told police and the Globe on May 5th. How many days is that after Jack and Lilly vanished? May 5th. They vanished on the 2nd. Yeah. Why would you be in trouble, Wolf? 3 days. Bingo. On May 5th, that the pink blanket found in the woods did not belong to Lilly. But he later changed his story. In a subsequent interview, he suggested the blanket was planted, taken from his week-old garbage. He also claimed 2 of his sweaters mysteriously disappeared from his home after the kids went missing. He declined to elaborate further. Daniel. Now, we know the man who says he doesn't know what happened to Jack and Lilly has said that these blankets he believes are planted. He also has stated that these shirts have came up missing. But here's the thing. That's 3 days later. Daniel knew before the 5th that was Jack and Lily's blanket. Right? Because remember, he, after they found those blankets, after they found them after looking 20 minutes out there, the searchers went past them. Daniel says he went past them, and family found them. And then when Daniel gets back to the house, they say, Daniel, we found this blanket. And Daniel says, oh, that was Lily's blanket. I threw that in the trash a week before. And then Daniel and Justin, remember this, y'all, got their phone and video recorded it for allegedly the RCMP. That never should have happened, number one. RCMP should have came right out there and told them not to touch it, not to open it, not to fuck with it. That's just side note there. But that means Daniel knew before the 5th, right? He knew on the 3rd that this was Lily's blanket that they found in the woods. So my question is, Daniel, specifically, why the hell did you lie to the Globe on May 5th that it wasn't Jack or Lily's blanket when you clearly knew it was? Why? You clearly knew by the 5th that this was Lily's blanket, and you still lied. Why are you lying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't understand. Shannon, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you, because I want you guys to understand this. If you don't understand, it's okay. I just want you guys to understand. That's my whole thing here is I always want you to understand. You don't have to agree with me, but I want you to understand with me. Okay. Charlotte, thank you. All right. So in this right here, Daniel tells the Globe on May 5th. May 5th. That the pink blanket was found in the woods did not belong to Lily. Okay? On the 5th. That did not belong to Lily. However, on the 3rd, the 2nd or the 3rd, when they found the pink blanket, that is when the family found the pink blanket. Daniel said he went past it, didn't see it. The searchers was there. In my opinion, it wasn't there when the searchers were there. They didn't see it. The family finds it, and they take a picture of all of that, and I don't know if they bring it back or whatever, and they show Daniel, and Daniel says, "Oh, well, I threw that pink blanket away a week ago." Then Daniel and his brother goes out to the trash. They record them opening the blanket, and Daniel says it was Lily's blanket. Daniel knew this was Lily's blanket by the 3rd maximum. The 3rd. That's the important point. He knew it was Lily's blanket by the 3rd. But on the 5th here, he is specifically still saying, right? 2 days after, minimum 2 days, maybe 3, after he knew that this was Lily's blanket, he is still saying it's not Lily's blanket. After you know 100% that this is Lily's blanket, why is he lying about a little boy and girl who are missing when he knows that that is Lily's blanket? They had just went missing. I call my SUV a car. Yeah, I don't care if it's a car, an SUV, or whatever. He knows they're interchangeably. But that's another story. Oh, of course he was trying to manipulate the narrative, Charlotte. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. In my opinion, I think he knows more about that pink blanket. That's just my opinion. I want to make it clear the RCMP, nobody else has said anything about it. They said they're looking at it and all that, but I'm just telling you my opinion and what the RCMP says. I don't think he thought it was going to be this big. I think he flipped the hell out once that blanket was found and it started getting in the news and the press and everything. And then once Malaya confirmed it to RCMP, he had no choice but to confirm it. At Charlotte, that's a brilliant comment. And that is, I couldn't agree with you more. I think Daniel shapes reality as he goes. It is not rational. It's not. I don't understand. Which is very common of people, especially if they're under any sort of influence or any sort of addiction, uh, they fly by the seat of their pants. It's minute to minute, second to second. You know what I mean? Yep. 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 Hmm. Hey, Whispering. Good to see you. Well, Charlene, Charlotte, I think he he put it out there. Hold on 1 second. Someone just texted me something. I think he put it out there. He didn't expect this to be as big as it was. And I think he got it a little I think he got a little scared. And then he pulled it back. Like, we don't know where they're at, because then for whatever reason he kept saying, "Oh, well, they're not here. They're not here. Check the borders, check here, check this," right? Oh, it's a total distraction. Total distraction. Well, the one blanket, it was out of the window. The one blanket, it was out of the window. I've shown it how the one blanket was there. The next day, it was gone. It was gone. Remember, Daniel said he threw the blanket away because he first said it was in a window, and then he says a doorway. I got to fix it. I'm burning up now. 1 second. Um, let me see here. Did she see me? Did Charmaine see me? Did you get what I was talking about? I'm going through the change, yeah. Menopause. Telling you. Yes, Janie was also covering up real evidence, in my opinion. If Charmaine is in here, I wanted to tell her if she understood what I was talking about. It's how did all of this, Daniel? How did all of this blanket get a kilometer away? How did these sweaters mysteriously vanish? And you've also said you hope they're not found with Jack and Lilly, and that, I mean, how does someone go in your house? It's one thing to say that, someone goes to your garbage, which I don't believe it was in the garbage. I believe you put it in the garbage after a period of time. But that's just me. But it's one thing for someone to go into the garbage with you and then, you know, rip a blanket and plant it. But you had this is clothes in your house, right? You said someone took your 2 sweaters. Why does the RCMP fall for this? I don't know if they fall for this or they just don't have what they need. We know what day of what. Oh, Carrie, thank you, baby. That's so kind of you. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much, Carrie. Good to see you, my love. How you doing? Thank you, honey. Really, really do appreciate you, Carrie. Very kind. I saw searchers walking with one of those pink markers. Well, there was pink markers around the that's the thing. There was pink markers around the blanket when it was found. In my opinion, Daniel and Janie want everyone to fall for these narratives. Well, clearly a lot of people are. I mean, not a lot of people, but it's a very small minority, but why all the cleaning, painting up, filling potholes, raking rocks, all the property all of a sudden? I know. I know. Just doing a little cleanup work, eh? Right? What do you mean, Mike? They had the part of a blanket from first days. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And the question is, why did he lie? Why did he lie? If you know, and Malaya, I believe her on this. Remember Malaya's text? I can pull it up if you want me to. Malaya said Daniel says something entirely different to the public that he does the RCMP. And he knew on May 5th when he told the Globe, he knew on May 5th when he told the Globe that it was Lily's blanket. Maybe the reason he told him that it was originally that it wasn't Lily's blanket because he thought, well, hell, this is a lot bigger. They might find something on it, perhaps related to me. I don't know. I don't, Charlotte. No. Uh, there's something under the tarpaulin on the trailer roof. Something. Yeah, I don't think that they're not on the property. They're not. But if you go back here, Daniel says motive is unclear. These are text messages from Daniel. Motive is unclear, but by the looks of it, trying to frame me, all of the accusations are mounting. Daniel, you think someone is framing you? Girl. And just all of this stuff, all of this, all of the things that you have said that doesn't make sense. Right. Yeah. Yep. Bingo. They were scraping and raking the driveway for the pool so they could have a polar dip in May. Snow angel. Investigating to prove you are guilty is not framing. Yeah, exactly. And then he says here, I'm led to think involvement was by someone that was known to the kids. Hint, no abduction. Well, I would agree with you on that, Daniel. I do believe whoever did this to Jack and Lily, and when I say did it to Jack and Lily, I don't mean they actually did something necessarily to Jack and Lily. What I'm saying is has more knowledge, because again, it could have been a what I call a neglectful accident. They got in a substance and people freak out because unlike Daniel, I will not say anything is 100%. Nothing until we actually know what happened to them. Right? Daniel says 100% about a bunch of stuff, but not me. All right. Now, so someone wrote, so an relative, Daniel says, RCMP also believe the same because the statement was released by them. Well, Daniel, you were the one that made it in Malaya, not just you, made it seem like someone had taken them, someone had abducted them, checked the borders, checked the airports, checked this. And the RCMP said there's just nothing to say, right? Nothing here. All right. So moving on. The pool's at Ron's. Oh, Ron's got the pool now. Got it. Yeah. How is he looking in the culverts with a flashlight when he didn't take his phone or anything? Right, Scotty? Absolutely, Stickler. That was one of the things that they made clear. One of the few things that they made clear is that they don't believe that they were abducted. Daniel also says, I gave investigators every location I could come up with. And he said, dogs, he's talking about the dogs way back. Dogs cost between $50,000 and $75,000 to bring in. At around 12 p.m., kids were sleeping. A little while later, I go to bed. What did the report say? I thought Daniel said he went to bed early at 10 o'clock that night in the report. I need to go back and look at that. Well, Paula, looking in the culverts, it's dark. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. At around 12 p.m., kids are sleeping. A little while later, I go to bed. Malaya marks the kids absent at 6:17 and 6:18. That he wrote, that does the night before into the morning. I was asleep when they were marked absent. So he says they were asleep when they were marked absent. Very convenient, and he How did he know Malaya was using his phone then? How did he know that her phone was dead? Question inquiring minds would like to know. Daniel says, I called the RCMP to retrieve the large proportion, the large portion. I called the RCMP to retrieve the large portion from the garbage bin by the road at the house when I first heard about a piece being found in the tree. But Daniel, you knew before the 5th when you said in this May 5th that the pink blanket found in the woods did not belong to Lilly. And you did know that it belonged to Lilly. And then he says, we both woke at the same time and proceeded outside. Malaya was up beforehand, hence the kids being marked absent. Daniel says, I have to hold back on some things because I don't want to harm the case. If I said everything, it's not fair if we want justice. Got it, Daniel. Got it, honey. We got it. Now, he also says right here, Daniel, you talk a lot, honey. You really do. It's not good, Daniel. It's not good. Why are you saying no car vehicle was taken? Daniel, you've got a 2016 Escalade with an expired license and working 1 day a week. How are you doing that, Daniel? How are you doing that? And I saw someone in another chat talking about how they need to learn more about the CPS and stuff. And I'm not sure we're going to learn much more other than, I mean, again, I've talked to some staff members and what they have said. They were very much concerned for Jack and Lilly. The CPS shockingly did confirm that they were out at the house in December. And it also says here, behind the scenes, people's concerns for the children's welfare had already raised red flags. A child protection supervisor in the nearby town of New Glasgow rushed to prepare a memo for the Deputy Minister Craig Beaton about Jack and Lilly on the day. I overmarked it there. Anyway, it says 2 weeks later, in mid-May, another memo about the children was prepared for senior staff in the province Child Welfare Department. Opportunities and Social Development Minister Scott Armstrong, who also told the Globe he asked for more information about his department's interaction with the children, has declined to discuss how the government responded to the concerns about Jack and Lily's well-being prior to the disappearance. Well, we do know that when RCMP got there, they were allegedly very concerned about Meadows' care. That Escalade would cost at least 30,000 Canadian today. I looked it up on the Auto Trader. Well, even if it costs $10,000, where is he getting this money when he's supposedly $30,000 in debt? He's been ripping off Malaya's family members, allegedly, and he's working 1 day a week. And his banking is not showing anything, right? If the banking stuff isn't showing anything, how the hell did he end up with an Escalade? Even if it costs $10,000, yeah, UFO did a money drop. Right, Justin, something ain't right. Of course it's not right. And let's say perhaps allegedly he's behind on like his child support or something. He's buying an Escalade. What do you say? His good looks and bad credit? Yeah. Mill is back to full time, but Daniel has been on stress leave. Again, so where is he getting his coins? I heard the Escalade was a gift by a church. I can't see a church buying someone an Escalade. I can see him buying them a Ford Escape. I don't believe that. That's probably something Daniel once put out there. Yeah. Yeah, he is on stress leave. I do know that. I'm not familiar with the math. Is it the UK? Does it cause psychosis? Yes. Yes. Stress of his own making. I agree. I agree, Shelby. I agree. Oh, your kids are missing. Here's an Escalade, honey. Good point. If he doesn't have a license, I mean, are they going to give him an Escalade? Misty said, then I'm going to church. I mean, no wonder Daniel turned out the way he did. I mean, look at how Earl talks and look at how Janie talks. Hey, Lisa, honey, how you doing? Right, Robini? Right? What we know about Jack and Lily's interaction with child welfare authorities is that a social worker came to the trailer over concerns raised by the school several months before the disappearance to access their home life. Okay. Got it. Teachers and other professionals who work with children have a legal duty, right? They're mandatory reporters. Okay, here we go. Now, guys, I can tell you something 100%. This is one thing I can tell you 100%. And I know this 100%. Not only have I done foster care, worked with CPS, my best friend, I've told you guys this for years, is in CPS. She lives very, very, very close to me. And it says that they don't come there for learning disabilities. Lisa or Joyous, oh my God. Why are you so good to me? Thank you so much. That is so sweet. I love you, Joyous. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, honey. You are so good to me. You are so good to me. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joyous. Truly. We all love you, I love you guys too. I love you guys too. Thank you, sweet Joyous. I don't know what to say. I get overwhelmed. I just don't know what to say. Thank you so very much, honey. Truly, truly, thank you. Where's our soldier girl at? I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is tonight. But listen here. Listen to what it says. If teachers have to report if there's grounds to suspect that a child may have or is about to suffer abuse, and home visits occur when there's reason to be concerned about child safety and care. Listen to this. Daniel, however, told the Globe the visit was related to kids' learning difficulties at school. And there's creators that believe him, apparently. Kids are not there for learning disabilities. They're not special ed. You're not going to find anything in the CPS. Child Protection Services. Protection. He's saying it's great. Thank you, Crime Science, honey. Appreciate you, darling. Thank you so very much. Very kind of you. Thank you, my love. Truly. Thank you so much. Thank you, love. Church is just now beginning brought up in this case. Strange timing. School may be requested IEP meetings with parents and they didn't come. That would be a CPS report too. I don't know, Kat. Nothing would surprise me. Child in need or danger, yes. And I can promise you this by speaking, I'll just say staff members. That's not what they were concerned about, Daniel. You know that, I know that, and others know that. You're lying. Yes. Give me that jailhouse religion. Give me that jailhouse religion. Give me that jailhouse religion. It's good enough for Dan. Super Daniel. Oh, Granny Janie ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. Oh, Granny Janie ain't what she used to be. Granny Janie. God. I honestly wonder this, guys. Is he under the influence? Question. Whenever he says this, does he actually think that the Globe or anyone is going to believe him with this? Daniel, why does so many people talk about the math issues? Why does so many people, your people, right? Malaya's people, why do they all talk about you not really liking the kids? They got under your skin. They irritated you. An addict will pretty much believe anything they convince themselves of. I don't know, but damn. Yep. Yep. I mean, when you're putting Drano in your, down your craw. So this is what he says. After they say that teachers have to report if there is reasonable grounds that a child has, may have, or is about to suffer abuse, a home visit occurs. Daniel, however, told the Globe the visit was related to kids' learning difficulties at school. He said the children was suspected of having autism and were scheduled to see a doctor the same month they vanished. He declined to answer further questions about the involvement of child protection staff into the kids' lives. I don't know. Why do you think they planted MB? Who do you think planted? I think Wolf. I think, in my opinion, Daniel, and only Daniel. All right. Here it says the family was under pressure. A confluence of financial woes left the couple turning to relatives for help. Even Janie says they were going through financial hardship. Now, listen, whether you're on rugs or not, financial hardship happens to us all at some points in our lives, uh, unless you were born with, an umpteen amount of money, right? But Daniel says, or not Daniel says, we're here, but they was asking relatives for help. Like many lower tier workers at the mill, Daniel has been cut back to one shift a week during the spring thaw. Because of an annual ban on heavy logging trucks on soggy local roads, his car off the road, local roads, his car off the road because it needed repairs he couldn't afford, wasn't drivable. And he had to rely on his uncle, who also worked at the mill, to take him to work, or Malaya, whose maternal grandmother had recently helped her buy a white Nissan SUV. I think that Daniel, Malaya, I think that he knew the relationship was over or coming to a close. And Malaya got that car. I don't believe she said it, but I think he knew that things were changing. She's on her way out the door. And I think that caused him to act up, in my opinion. Because when you take the control away from him, they go nuts. They go nuts. Of course, Charlotte. It's of course. I mean, for anyone to believe, and I mean, respectfully, I heard a creator that I respect just a little bit ago say this, about Daniel saying, and it seemed like he was taking his word for it, CPS is for emergency situations. They're strapped anyways. In Nova Scotia, they don't even have child advocacies there, which they're one of the only few in Canada that doesn't have it. They don't have time to be, coming in for learning situations. That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. And if this is the thing, if Daniel will lie about that, and that should be over 99% of us, whether we agree on Daniel or Malaya about what happened to the kids or not, we should be able to agree on that, right? That CPS doesn't come in for any learning disabilities, any autism, anything like that. We should be able to agree on that, right? If he is lying about something so small as, well, they were coming in because they were behind everyone in school. Why? Why lie about that? Why lie? And if he's lying about those things, small things, do you not think this man, in my opinion, is going to lie about a lot more? Oh, yeah, Squid. Yep, duty to report. Black eyes are abuse, plain and simple. Bingo, Misty. That's right, Karen. And you're absolutely right, Meep. And I've said this till I can't say it no more. Nobody worked with them. Malaya said in her report, we had it's the same room, but we had to separate, like partition it in some way, or otherwise they would stay awake all night long. Kids will not stay awake all night long if they're 4 and 6 years old, only if you let them. If you would drag your ass in there and maybe read them a bedtime story, scratch their back, lay by them, sing to them, say a prayer with them, just be in the room with them, they'll go to bed. It's called structure. It's called being a parent. Absolutely. No routine. Complete chaos. I think essentially, yes. Essentially. Hey, Chris, thank you so much, hon. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Chris says autism or malnutrition. One thing that's interesting, Malaya, when she first saw her mother, she says, I told you they were autistic. Because they ran away doesn't mean they're autistic, number one. Number two, why would she equate that to them running away? And why would she say that to her mother? Now, Chris, I don't know if you saw my live, this one, just the one I did a couple hours ago, but if you see Little Meadow, I got 3 different pictures of Daniel making them public himself. in showing when Meadow, I don't know, about a month or two after he first saw Meadow, when they first allowed him to see Meadow, there's a picture of Meadow and she looks better even there. And then there's another picture, she looks great. And then the last picture, she looks amazing. You can just see that this little girl has nutrition, love, and care in her body, right? If kids are hungry, they're not worked with, they don't have the nutrition building their body, right, to grow. The saying goes is you are what you eat, and it's true, especially a growing baby and children. Always late. I didn't see the comment from Linda, but someone may have said, because I get this sometimes, there's just not as much to go over Malaya's, to be honest with you. And Malaya, for whatever reason, just became a piece of crap mother on her own. She was once, Malaya has it in her to be a good mother. I believe Belinda, whenever she says Malaya, she was built for it. But what happened? What happened to Malaya? A relationship. That's what happened to Malaya, a relationship. And when you're in toxic, controlling relationships and you are beaten down, if you get a new habit, things can change and kids can suffer. And kids do suffer. Yes. Just the same as I can tell you, in my opinion at least, I don't believe Jack or Lily would have been missing if it was just Malaya there. I don't believe Sebastian Rogers would be missing if it was just KK there. I don't believe Summer Wells would be missing if it was just Candace there. I believe there is 3 men who all have controlling, demanding, jealous relationships, all 3 of them, on their history. You do as I say, right? And does violence come from women with kids? Of course, it does. It's much less, though. A woman is much less likely to hurt a child. Now, it does happen, yes. Uh, but men are much more likely to hurt a child than a woman. Oh, she doesn't beg, she doesn't plead or anything like that. But Daniel has spoken so much inconsistencies and just easily provable lies, just like he says right here that they were coming, CPS was coming to help them with their learning disability. Even the article disagrees with him. I mean, for a big news station, outfit, whatever you want to call it, to disagree with you and say, CPS doesn't come for something like that. That's big. That's exactly right. Never choose a man, a woman, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, anything over your kids. Ever. Ever. There is no man, there is no woman, there is nothing, nothing. You and the horse you rode in on, Mother Chicken. I'll be honest with you. Most step parents are good. They really are. They're good or decent, right? Good or decent. But I don't know I could ever like divorce and get into a new relationship and especially have younger kids, because even if the man looked at my kids with just a little look, it would be off with his head. I'm not joking you. Like, you don't I would lose my ever loving shit on him. I only stated malnutrition because it can have physical effects. It can, but malnutrition, uh, it's abuse, right? I mean, if you can't afford the food and you're not trying to, that's one thing. But hold on, I've got it here. Oh, I just got it. 1 second. I'm trying to find the email. All right. Someone asked me to show it. So take a look at this. This was Meadow about, I think, probably 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks after she was taken from the home. God only knows what little baby looked like when she was taken from the home, right? Was it 3 weeks, Brandy? I thought it was at least a month. I thought that's when he tried to go to the thing. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Look at there. 1, 2. You see how her eyes are like even more hollow here? Even more hollow here. Now kids grow, but you got to realize you can't deny that Jack and Lily were really thin and stuff and small. Yes, Joyous. Yes. Now look. Oh, she's a lot stronger. Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. No, I didn't say black eyes. I'm talking about the hollowness, the sunk in. And this is still weeks afterwards. Dark eyes under your can be genetics or anything like that. She looks just like Malaya. She looks a lot like Malaya. Daniel got himself in a mess. He really does. He's got himself in a mess. Does he own one shirt? That's what I said earlier. It's like night and day. Yeah. I mean, she was what, 18 months here? 18 months? Well, Malaya was she was taken away from Malaya to begin with, but they allowed her to be with grandma. And now look at her. 4 months, 5 months later. She looks so much better. You can tell if children are taken care of or not. Of course. She's in a healthy routine. She's got bedtimes now. Dressed super cute, fed. I mean, it always bothered me in the Summer Wells case. And when I talked about it, I triggered Candace and she talked about it afterwards. Well, absolutely, Autumn. Absolutely. Advocates will even, like abuse advocates will say, the moment you can, you get out. You save your kids. If you won't save yourself, you'll save your kids. Right? What was I going to say before that? I forgot what I was going to say before that. I do think Malaya will get Meadow back. I do. It's just the truth. Yes. But you have to get your kids out of a situation. You have to. Right? She has to prove herself first. My mother-in-law had the linen closet for clothes for foster children, and they were all brand new. She spent her own dollars on them. Yep. I agree, Joyous. I agree. I hope Malaya, if she does get Little Meadow back, I do think she will. But I hope she becomes that good mother that Belinda said she once was. And she can't make up for what she was a terrible mother to Meadow then, and especially Jack and Lily. Yeah, but I wonder if she gets another bad relationship. Probably. Yeah, Joyous. I did it for 8 years and I told him, I said, I don't even need anything. Like, you don't got to send me, like, I'll take care of them. I don't care, but they make you take the money, but it's not much still, but still. She had bad judgment. Well, she's a grown ass mother. And when you're a grown ass adult making children and are in a relationship, you've got to make grown-ass decisions. And so I still don't think that someone like Malaya could be with Daniel for 2 years and not be on anything. That's just my opinion. I don't think she could be with him 2 years and not be on something. She only got the car a month. Yep. She only got the car a month before. That is true. Weed can enable denial and passivity on some people. I do think there was probably a level of depression there and stuff. But I'm not. You're just not going to allow a man to be giving your 4-year-old black eyes all the time. You might give me a black eye, but I'll tell you what, you give my kid a black eye, you're going to have more than a black eye. You're going to have more than a black eye. And you know what? I'm calling the cops. Calling the cops. What do you mean, CB? Can you imagine allowing a man? She has her mother. She has her grandmother. She could have moved back in with her grandmother. She could have moved right back in with her grandmother where she moved out of. They bought her a car. So they could miss me with that bullshit. It's bullshit. Now, those kids that was getting black eyes and teachers were concerned and there wasn't any coats. They had to donate coats to the kids because they felt bad for them. She could have called 911 if I wasn't here, Janie. Well, actually, Janie did say something about that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Belinda would. Oh, yeah, of course Belinda would have taken her. Absolutely. So many mothers, boyfriends, and stepdads unaliving kids or the mother unaliving them for a man. Disgusting. Yeah. You love your kids more than you love yourself, right? I mean, you put your kids before you, right? You may not have the pair of best shoes, but your kids will, right? You may not buy yourself something, but you'll buy it for your kids. You might say, I really want that, but I can't afford it, but I'm going to get my kids something. So she had plenty of help, in my opinion. She made her decisions. Yeah. Well, the question is, where the hell was all the money going? They paid an electric bill. They didn't have car payments or anything. Where was all this money going? Where? That's what a mother does, she said. Yeah, absolutely, passion flower. Up in smoke. Yeah. I don't think Daniel made rugs or anything like that, but I think he probably flipped them. He flipped them. Probably because Daniel had pills on the counter in the bathroom. Yep. And I really wonder, Jack and Lily were their main income. Well, Malaya allegedly got in a little trouble for that. Remember that? Daniel claimed that he was investing. He may be gambling online and losing. I mean, unless he's got stocks in Drano or Sudafed, that's the only thing I could think he would be investing in. But that's just my opinion. When you have a child, it's not about you. It's not about you anymore. Not about you anymore. Yeah, and by the way, excuse me. I know a lot of people are saying that well, Malaya didn't lawyer up, or Daniel didn't lawyer up either. Malaya has on the she does have an attorney. I think it's the chief or something like that. And also, you don't lawyer up in Canada unless you're charged, because legal aid will not even consider it as well. They won't consider it if you're not charged with anything. So I don't buy that either. Well, they haven't lawyered up. Well, right now they don't have any money to lawyer up, number one. And Malaya's got whoever it is on the thing to do whatever she needs. That's the one that looked like she was that's the one that looked like she was on crack. So it's crazy. Some rugs can unalive a child just by touching them. Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. Um, I was just talking about a case. The mom and dad, they had rugs in the house. There was just minute, I guess, just residue in different areas of the house. One child died. They got the other one back, thank God. But he was in a coma. That baby was in a coma for a while. And now the baby's okay. But if she hadn't have called 911 in time, yeah, residual, yeah, they would have both been dead. Yes. And this is it. This is the thing. It is in everything now. It is in so much rugs. So much rugs. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. Because we'll call it Finny. It can be moved in very, 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 very small packages compared to other rugs, right? 2 granules of sugar or salt will unalive anyone. 2 granules. Now think about crushing up 2 granules and just putting it on a table. You wouldn't even know it's there. You wouldn't even know it's there. Right? Hold on. I've showed this before, but look at this. Um, check this out. And then there's a thing called carfentanil, and that's even stronger. Look at this. It's just takes nothing. It really just takes nothing. And this is why there is so many that sadly die of this. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, here we go. Right there. That's how much H is an overdose for any human. Not very much. That is why when you see whenever you see these bust, it's, it says this amount could kill the entire, unalive the entire state of California or the entire country. Now, let's say there's a mirror, right? That they are, and yeah, this is an adult, by the way. Thank you for that, Mohawk. Very important. This is an average weight adult. We're not talking about a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. Okay. Who's never had any sort of rugs in their system. But let's just see that there's a mirror or something that they always move it on. That's all it takes. What if a little bit was on the sink, around the sink? they can move, you know, I mean, this would be like filling this would be like an absorbent amount of Finny. And if you look at Finny, carfentanil, it is even less than Finny. Let me see if I've got a picture of that. Here we go. Yeah, I've got a picture of that. So check this out, which is the new thing. Check this out. And this is scary because this happens to children and adults every single day. Every single day. Try this. There you go. H. Finney, Carfinny. 1,000 times stronger than Morph. Or maybe it's 100. I can't remember. Let me check. That's all it takes. That's for a average weight human being. And this is the thing. This is why, in my opinion, the only reason, because I think in my opinion, more of it is blamed on, I don't want to say blame, but I think more of it should go to Daniel. But this is the thing. If Jack or Lilly got in anything accidentally, she would be equally responsible. You're welcome. And I think this is the reason. I mean, I just do. Justin, but do all these pennies come from math? Are you talking about money? Yeah, well, any sort of opioid is synthetic H, essentially. Any. If it is an opiate, it's synthetic H. It just is. And listen, fentanyl has it's a wonderful drug for like we had it in hospice. It's for patients who are dying. Oh, sorry, Finny. What was your question? I can't remember what it was. Well, the problem is this is mixed with so many different rugs. And the reason people OD with Finny so much is because a couple grains extra that person mixes with that, you're done. You're done. Just a couple grains extra. You're done. Dead on arrival. It's addiction, just me. It's addiction. And my heart breaks for anybody. There's nothing wrong with being addicted. Nothing wrong. It happens. It happens to either us or someone we love. But they mix it or they accidentally mix it. And I promise you, if you do street rugs, sooner or later, you're going to get it. Whatever you do, you're going to get it. Well, they do because they're like, "Oh my gosh, that whoever I bought that from, that made me feel really good. I'm going to start buying it from them." Well, they lace it with stuff. Hey, Chris, thank you so much, my friend. The placement of pool statement always bugged me. Why there? Why not the grass? I agree. I agree. I don't know why Janie would want the children at her windshield when that dog is always barking out of the windshield. And then if the kids are right there screaming, she doesn't like to hear them screaming. Yep. Yep, Julian. And so yeah. I don't know. I don't know why that pool would be there. Neither hairless dog. I mean, anything would be hairless if it was around that toxic environment. Anything. Can you imagine? Yes, it is. It is used in, and it needs to be used in hospice. Um, in my opinion, if you are not terminally ill, you do not need Finney. You don't need it. There was no gravel where Janie. Yeah, I don't understand how, like, they thought that was a good idea to, let the kids just like stand in mud and jump in the pool. But I just don't guess that they think about this stuff. The allergies. Absolutely. Absolutely. You had morphine for an atopic pregnancy. That's the worst I've ever had. I mean, I've had more than morphine when I've had surgeries and stuff, but my mother had morphine at home at the end of it, and that worked fine. He didn't need Finney. Yeah, it depends. It depends on someone's tolerance, how long they've taken, what kind of terminal illness they have, and even that varies as well. Did we have Oxy 160s in the States? I don't know. I know we had 60s, but I don't know about 160s. Really, Patty? Wow. Maybe Janie's dog has hot spots or losing from her dog sheds. Mm. We're soon to find out if the pool spot is anonymous where the dog when the dogs get there. It is terrifying, and that's the only thing that I can think of why a mother would not come out and say, "Yeah, this mother chicken did something," or "He treated my kids like bad," or something like that. I think it has to be what I call a neglectful accident. And that means you didn't physically do something, but you neglectfully had something within reach, and you woke up, maybe they was asleep, wasn't paying attention. And then you hear, again, you hear Daniel, Malaya say it. You heard him in there, then all of a sudden quiet. You hear Janie say, I heard him outside, and then all of a sudden quiet. Why? They were in there giggling, laughing, and playing. Then all of a sudden quiet. That'll make you quiet. What did just me say? So it's good question. Finney, that is, it is only by prescription, the legal kind. But however, uh the cartels, particularly China, ships the raw product to make the finny to places like Mexico, and then Mexico cartels, not Mexico, but people in Mexico, because most Mexicans are very good. Just the cartels, they get it off big tanks and ships and all that, and then they take it to their lab and they make it, and they then, because Finney, it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very concentrate, obviously, you see that. And they don't have to go underground like they would with marijuana. Marijuana is a plant, right? It is bulky and it takes up a lot of room. And that's why they would hide it in like trucks and through the trailers and all that. But with Finney, they can move, you know, $1 million in the palm of their hand pretty much. And so it's a lot less risky for them. They make more money and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Yes. In Texas, they just stopped a ship. I was watching it the other day. They stopped a ship and it had 55-gallon drums of raw things from China coming over to Mexico. Hey, Angel, good to see you, love. And for the cartels. Thank you, Julia. and that stopped a lot of rugs from getting in our country. I mean, well, yeah, see, that's the thing. The the math, I think it's math, but they mix it with a bunch of stuff now, just a bunch of stuff. And I mean, there's sometimes dealers will do more than one rug. You know, they'll be selling and they'll cut it and they'll, you know, put it in a bag, but there can be, they sell so much, they're not stingy or anything, and they just cut Finney on it. They just cut Finney right there. And all it takes is just a few, you know, moving it into another bag, and the residue's enough to kill a child right there. So, yep, yep, absolutely. The surgery one see. Oh my gosh, Angel, God bless you, honey. Hope you're doing okay. They also build up a tolerance. Absolutely. 1000%. Yeah. Yeah, Julia. Finney is something, it always wins. It always wins. If you don't get clean in time on Finney, you will die. It is just that simple. Is Narcan available for free in Canada? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's Canada. Yeah, they have universal. But you will die if you don't get clean in time. You will die because you will need more and more, and it will be mixed the wrong way at one point or another. I promise you, and you will be dead. Hold on one second. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. I think this was it. No, this wasn't it. The other day. Here it is. And by the way, you can go to the U.S. Department Attorney's Office. You can go to all of these, and you can actually get body cams and stuff of them. But the U.S. sees 300,000 kilos of meth chemicals sent from China destined for Mexico. Cartel, right? Just what I told you. It talks about it right here. You see this, right? Let me show you. All right, y'all ready for this? Look at them. Look at how many they got. This is China sending, look at it, a whole fucking warehouse full. This was all for the math tells of the world. That's raw chemicals for meth. Look at this. Yep. And this will go into our country. It'll go into Canada. It'll go into Mexico. It'll go into South America. Actually, let me see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find that video. Watch this. It's absolutely insanity. What happened here? It was big news. Look at this. Check this out. This is the raw product.
The ability to obtain the warrant for this was only possible because President Trump executive order designating the Department of State to designate major drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. After seizing these two shipments, HSI International worked closely with our foreign law enforcement partners to consolidate the shipments in Panama and divert them here to the port of Houston. Our agents in Guatemala, Panama, and Mexico provided significant support to our Homeland Security investigation team here in Houston throughout this whole investigation.
No, because it's raw. It's raw. It's contained.
This is the first president who decided that the Sinaloa cartel is a foreign terrorist organization that gives us the ability to move quickly and gives us the ability to seize property anywhere in the world if it is connected to one of these organizations.
Operations like this is key to our Homeland Security Task Force. The amount of partners that work together to take these illicit drugs off our street is key to making America safe again.
And so they ship the raw and the. You can change your vote. You can change your vote, my dear. So yeah, this would have been going into Canada. It would have been going into Canada. It would have been going into the United States. All of this. So yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I don't think there's a cover up of Daniel or anything of the case. I don't think they have data. I don't think that they have, or I think they have some data, but not enough. And they don't have Jack and Lily, and that's the main thing. You should be able to change your vote. You can't change your vote? It's okay. It is worldwide. It is worldwide, but the cartels, the Mexican cartels, they primarily go into South America and North America. So you can't change your vote? Okay. Like the actual name of the chemical. Hold on, I'll tell you. China was sending over 700,000 pounds. 700,000 pounds. Let me find it here. N dash MET N methyl for the hold on, let me see here. Google. N here it is. It's the main ingredient right here. Right here. It's colorless, nearly odorless, organic compound, and secondly, amide with. It's about the. Yeah. They send the raw materials. Right there. Also known as NMF. NMF. J Rock, what do you mean reporting? What? This comes from United States Attorney's Office District. I've never seen before in a seizure like that. They do a lot. A lot. I can't spell phosphorus. They're a little tricky sometimes. Yeah, they are. They are because they do a lot of stuff like that. It's crazy. No problem. Why parents do this to children is beyond. I know. Oh, they do it everywhere. 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 It's crazy. All right, guys. It's 12:04. I need to go to bed. I got to be up at 5:30. That's why people are using toilet bowl cleaners and other toxic things, making their own meth. Yeah, the shake. They call it the shake and bake and stuff. Good, Lexi. I try to teach as much as I can. Captain Crunch wannabe. Sarah, you crack me up. Thank you, Tina. Thank you all. Oh, Ash Cash, good. I'm glad you got a nap. You're not going to sleep the rest of the night now, though. They just stopped 618 wheelers full of that mess. It's bad. You guys are. Oh, Chris, I am so sorry. I missed that earlier. Canada is the biggest importer. We inspect less than 1% of shipping containers. Yeah. That's crazy. I apologize. I missed that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know. I know. I mean, they like when you're going over the border, I've went over the Mexico border, I've went over the Canadian, I've been over a lot of borders, but they can't stop. I mean, they they stop everyone and say, "Hey, how you doing? Let me see your passport. Where you going?" All of that, and you tell them, and whether you did anything or not, you're nervous. I'm always nervous when I go there. I'm always nervous when I'm crossing the border. When I'm coming back home, I'm not, because I know they can't throw me out of my own country I was born in. They can make my life hell, but they're not going to kick me out. But they can't inspect everything, right? Like, but less than 1%, no. No. Josh might be on, Scotty, yeah. If not, he'll be on a little bit. I'm nervous going to a state board. Butterflies. I'm nervous when I'm dropped by a cop. I always feel like I'm doing something wrong, and if I'm not, yeah. I'll stick Joe sticking to moonshine. That's right. I've got moonshine in my motorhome. It's probably been there 15 years. Oh, still good or not? Do you have anything to declare? Yeah. And of course, you always say no. You always say no. I just say, well, I declare me. Oh, we have good apple moonshine here in Nova Scotia. So good. Yuck, probably turn to vinegar. I don't know if it would turn to vinegar, would it? I don't know anything about moonshine or anything. That's what I like, is ice cream. I would give it to the Wells. Don't see anyone can't get addicted to shit. I take aspirin. Ian over the toilet. Yeah, I think it's moonshine. It doesn't go bad, does it? Like, once it's pretty much rubbing alcohol, it doesn't really go bad. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drinker. I've rarely drank in my life. I thought it got better with age too. Yeah, I like ice cream. Yeah, I haven't drank. The last time I drank was 2022. Yeah, 2022. That's the last time I drank. Doesn't do anything for me. Happy H ice cream. Yeah, that's what I was. I like Coke Zero, but I drink Diet Pepsi. That's my vice. Yeah, pretty much second to no one. Yeah, pretty much. Have they found the child in Pictou County, that boy, yet? I wonder. I need to look. I've been nursing the same bottle since 2020 just to remind myself I don't need that shit. That's right. I like red wine in the evenings. I don't like red wine at all. I wish I did. It's the best for you. There's another boy missing in Pictou County. He's 12 or 13 years old. He's supposedly went missing before. I talked about it in my last live stream. Yeah. Oh, Canada. There's a little boy. It's crazy. I do a glass of wine here and there, but I no longer drink to get drunk. Yeah. The last time I was drunk, I was on a cruise ship. That's the last time I was drunk. And I literally woke up spinning. I've never woke up spinning. I woke up spinning. You wake up and you're like, and I was just spinning in my bed when I woke up. And then I had excursions to do the next day. And that's really the only time I've ever been drunk and had a hangover. Oh, I was, and I had excursions to do. I already paid for them. So I just put on my glasses, my big glasses, and was like, I had fun that night, though. I had a lot of fun that night. Put your foot on the floor. Justin, that's when the bear touched me. What do you mean, sassy? Oh my God. That's the one and only time I've ever had like a hangover. I used to like drinking wine, but it gives me a worse headache the next day. I was definitely incognito. I mean, I don't have a problem with drinking. I what not to do, drink on a boat. Well, I mean, the band was really good that night, and I was dancing and with all kinds of people having fun. And I drink White Russians. It was on White Russians vodka. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. Good night. God bless. See you guys tomorrow.